Let me very quickly introduce Tommy. Tommy came in from the Valley many years ago, I believe 6 years ago, and then he went off and joined Siam Commercial Bank. You all know Siam Commercial Bank is one of the largest banks in Thailand. And one of the initiatives that they wanted to do was to try to transform the bank to be much more attuned with what's going on today, a lot more digital. I had the good opportunity of meeting the CEO of Siam Commercial Bank a few years ago, Kun Artid, who's a good buddy of mine. And at that time when he was starting, he says, I need to create something digital, a digital bank. And I said, how are you gonna do that? And he told me, I wanna destroy the bank and rebuild it again. And today, we have the person who's supposed to destroy it and rebuild it. Kun Tommy, please.
All right, thank you guys. I do not know if I have destroyed anything. Maybe I destroyed many things. I don't know if I built anything yet, but thank you for the acknowledgement today. I think thanks to Daniel, our editor-in-chief, and also Daryl. They gave me a topic. Say, Tommy, you know what? Since you're getting an award, just do a 5 to 10 minute speech on something. And the topic is, if millennials ruled the world, how would banking look like? So that's an interesting one. I would like to think that I would know because I want to think of myself as a millennial, even if I'm not, but I still want to be young. So I'm gonna put the hat on as a millennial and see, you know what? If millennials were ruling the bank, what would it look like? So I kind of thought it over the plane ride here, got some more design teams to put some things up. Hope it's a fun, kind of short thought through how banking could look like if millennials were running it. But first off, these things are, technology is almost there. Can you click next slide for me from the back? Manual is always great. Demo game, let's go! So first off, why are millennials important? I just want to throw up some quick statistics here and there. Millennials are actually a majority of not just our population, but our world economy. You see, there are up to 7 billion people in the world, 2 billion are millennials. 50% of the internet people, millennials. I always need a China stat every now and then. So of WeChat, 3/4 of them are millennials. They say by 2020, there'll be 50% of workforce, 2025, 75%, and the spending by millennials by this year is 2.5 trillion. And I know millennials are a big part of your life and my life too. Sometimes when you ask me about Gen Y, I think of namely two things. They're probably the best thing about my work and the worst thing about my work, you know? I don't want to get down to it, but they are a handful to manage, but they are also the heap of people who are bringing out great things that are moving our industry forward. Yeah. I don't really know much about millennials, but usually you ask Google what millennials are, right? So you ask Google, it says millennials are lazy, stupid, the worst, they're screwed, and they're doomed. So where are we at? Pretty much that's what Google says. So I think that's kind of true, a bit, or that's what we think they are. I'll add a bit to all this kind of scheme coming from Google, what I think millennials are, some of the trends millennials are bringing along. Next. Yes. And one more click. First off, I talk about experiences. I was talking about Daniel. People today are all about experiences. You can see a lot of trends in the market. You can see clothing is dropping in sales, but one thing is coming is people care about experiences. Millennials never care about money as much. They're like, I want value. I want something that is meaningful to me, and it's all about experience, and that's why people love to travel, to eat, and all that. So one of the key trends is how do they achieve great experiences to themselves. The second one I want to point out is, why is there a picture of instant noodle? One more click. It's instant gratification. I'll give you a fun stat. You know, in the past 3 years, sales of instant noodle has decreased worldwide by about 20%. Who can guess why sales of instant noodle is decreasing about 20%? Uber Eats, ordering food online. What's faster and even better? So it's actually just like Uber Eats, just like all these apps where you could order stuff home, That's why people are not using instant noodle anymore. If I'm hungry, I'll order what exactly I want right now, and I can get it in 10 minutes, and it's going to taste a little better than that instant noodle. And that's why. So this generation is used to getting things instantly. Whatever I want, I need it a click away. And you can look at all the online services today. It needs to be a click away. If it's any more burden to them, they'll go somewhere else. So instant gratification is another trend. The third one I want to bring up is, and this is a Thai one, I name it nicely so. There's a series of these online. It's pretty funny. It's kind of like the story behind Instagram posts. I say artful exaggeration, but the word I want to say is you're living beyond what is actually the truth. You're living a lie. I mean, if you look at the Instagram and Facebook of kids today, it's way beyond what their actual life is. It's kind of like just the cream of experiences that they have, and most of it is probably fabricated. Like this picture right here is this lady in Thai. It actually says, "The sky is open just like my heart." But she's actually just at some attic somewhere, standing on a bucket with her sandals on, trying to just get that perfect shot just to kind of say something to the world. And one of the trends now that people see most, and psychologists see most, is that kids are stressed out because all they see on social is everybody's life is so damn good, right? But it's not the truth, and people are just obsessing over each other and trying to one-up each other and exaggerate. I think there's one kind of acronym that suits this up well. It's called FOMO, but it's fear of missing out. So the more you see, the more you need to do, and it's this positive reinforcement that has this world that we see all today. Fourth and final one, attention deficit disorder. And this is all of us, as I see, and we're on our phones, on this and that. The more connected the world is, the more you're bombarded with information here and there. It's your chat, your email, Facebook posts, YouTube watching, Instagram, Twitter. I could go on forever, and it's all day long in our work lives. We're just clicking away. We can't answer anything in time. And the kids, same. They're getting so much information. They're getting bored so easily. They get all overwhelmed with information, and they're always wanting to get new information. As us product people and service people, it's so hard to do marketing these days. Sometimes now you cut it to 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Now YouTube's like, you need to get your message down in 5 seconds. I mean, damn it, the disclaimer is already 5 seconds. I can't even tell you my campaign. But that's the world today. How do we get a message out, a meaningful message out in a short time? Because there is no attention span for us. These millennials are bombarded with so many messages. So that's the other key trend. When we go to next and look at all these all together, let me try a quiz with you. These millennials are so busy, they talk in acronyms. If you can answer all that, then I guess you're one in with the millennials. I think most of you know it. Just one click, I'll just say the results. Be right back. Just kidding. You live only once. Too much information. Let me know. And all the guys know not safe for work, right? But even that is so much time. We need to create all these abbreviations just to shorten the times in our lives. Going on next. So meet our millennials, right? They're selfish, demanding, unmotivated, narcissistic, pampered, and probably live with their parents. So how do we work with them? How do we live with them? How do we sell to them? But there's a lot of interesting characteristics. So I was just playing around and thinking around, how would banking look like for them? And how would they want to design banking? And this is kind of the fun thing I came up with. First off, I think it would really contextual. Just like Snapchat, if you open up the app, you just get a photo, and it's all augmented reality. You just shine it somewhere. Oh, you shine at the cashier, you want to pay? You can pay it right there. If you don't want to do payments, you can slide to the next contextual camera. Next one, please. Deals. What are some deals all around here? You shine it around. Okay, there's deals here and there. So you're still working around being immersive with the camera. Or, you know what? Screw banking. You know what? I want to talk to people, but I want some banking and financial information. Would that be great if we had for our customers? She seems to be financially fit for me. I do want to chat with her. That's the dream of a lot of CEOs, if we could just point that out and see which customers we want to go after, right? So things like that I think would be interesting to millennials. Even more than that, they like to copy each other. That's why they're always on social media, right? So if you shine and you see your friends and you can just buy stuff and just copy stuff they have right away, why not? I think that's kind of the interesting things a millennial would do. Beyond that, banking stuff, you know what? It's the everyday transactions, but they want more meaning. They don't just like a number. They want what's the message behind each meaning. If it's my salary, they're like, this sucks, right? Or if they're shopping, hey, let's go dollars. So memes, all these acronyms, I think that's more relevant to that generation instead of just a list of financial transactions. Even more than that, I think they're very social, so they want to see what other people are doing. They're always sharing things anyway. I'm sure they'll share their financial information. If they share, people watch, why can't they follow what other people are doing? Somebody pushes up that they're bought some Bitcoin, why can't I follow them and invest in some Bitcoin too? So that's kind of a fun look into how a mobile banking might look like if it was designed by millennials and used by millennials. So you guys can try that at your banks. If you do, tell me. I want to see how that works. There is no governing licenses to that. But I think that's kind of a fun thought through at millennials. But looking at millennials, I argue to look at it in a different way. A lot of times you look at it in a glass half full, right? If you look at it not a glass as empty, right? So if it's a glass half full, you need to understand them a bit. It's not that they're selfish and all that. I think they're really seeking to find meaningful things, and meaningful activities in their life. So in a sense, I really want to reintroduce our millennials a bit from a different point of view. And I would say millennials are creative, they're independent, they're motivated thinkers who just want to be happy. And if you look at it that way, I think we have a chance to engage them better. Because as you see from the stats, they're going to be a majority of our customers, a majority of the guys we work with, and probably a majority of our shareholders too. So that's the people who you want to work with, and those are the people who you want to embrace. In a sense, I think if you can't embrace them, get ready for Gen Z, right? They're even more worse. I think there's Gen Z for a reason. It's just A to Z. Maybe that's the end of the world. I don't know, but we better get ready for all these new generations. I don't see it as the end of the world. Maybe sometimes you see the end as a new opportunity in the beginning. We're all digital avant-gardes here. We're all trailblazers in our field. So I think let's see how these guys work. And that's, in a way, how we create new services and new products for millennials. In a sense, I think that's it. In a closing note a bit, I mean, I thank you for an individual prize. I feel very honored to have that acknowledgement. But in all our work, I would say it's an effort from a lot of people. And I'm included, not just my team, but your team. And we're really pushing the industry forward on technology and on digital. In a sense, I think that award is for all of us here today. It's for all those, as the gentleman said on table 3, every day of my life is a nightmare. I wouldn't say that, but in a sense, I do feel for him so very much. It's for all those times you probably go through like 8 committees just to get a new picture in your app, and you're like, oh my God, it's been 20 days, what am I doing, right? All those last-minute CEO scope creep sometimes you get that you're like, what the hell are we doing, right? All these crazy severity bugs you get on demo day, right? Or just all these things that you seem to say, I'm always taking 2 steps back, but you're always taking a step forward. So this is for all of us today, really moving the world forward today, and I feel honored to be here today. Thank you.